I've recently played another Dungeon Keeper-like game, which is actually fun for a while. Though in Beneath the Mountain you play as the dwarf instead of an evil god. I would say it's more like a dungeon base builder than a dungeon management game, and leans heavily to the wave survival and tower defense side of things. As for all early access games, or recent AAA games, there isn't much content. But unlike AAA games, it's actually very well polished, though there are two things which annoys the fuck out of me, and that's the AI and the performance. The AI, for example, often walk instead of taking the minecart, which would actually be faster, or my soldiers trying to take the minecart but repeat dropping in and out and get stuck in the cycle and never arrive where I want them to go. Or when they get stuck at buildings and unable to move, especially when they fight. Another thing is when they get somehow elevated on top of a building, on top of a tile, on top of other units. And yeah, or my pioneers, for example, they just wander off and I guess reinforce a tile on the other side of my dungeon or something. The second thing is the performance. I got them 1080 Ti and I get around 40 FPS. And when I'm on the lowest level, where there's some lava, my FPS drop below 30, which is quite annoying. And I really hope that the developers will improve those things before they release it. But yeah, it looks really good, and the atmosphere is quite dark and gloomy, like in Dungeon Keeper 1, but I would say even more so. Gameplay wise, you start out with mining some stuff, building some stuff, and defending your stuff on a random generated map, and you must reach the heart of the mountain, which is protected by a Balrog. Meanwhile, you get attacked by waves upon waves of enemies, and yeah, to help yourself you can upgrade some stuff in buildings or in a tech tree. At the beginning, normal feels challenging, but when you get the hang of it, you can focus on having a nice looking dungeon or having a strong enough army to just steamroll everything. If that becomes boring, you could switch to a harder difficulty or just stick to normal and try to beat the game faster. But I really hope that the campaign will make the game more interesting, because of right now there isn't much to do beside of experimenting and challenging yourself. I was also wondering if they might add co-op or PvP multiplayer, but I haven't found any information about that, though I doubt they will add such a game mode, sadly. I'm not sure if the game will get stuck in early access for eternity, or if it will release in like 1 or 2 years. But from what I can see right now, the developer, or the developers, I don't know, is pumping out quite some builds frequently, and they are actively communicating and involving the fanbase with the development process, like with voting polls on Discord. If you decide to buy it, don't expect fast development, because I don't know if there are multiple people working on it or if there's just one. But from what I can say is I played like 10 hours of it and it was quite fun, because there's a lot to min-max into and you can build quite a beautiful dungeon. Most of the time it's quite beautiful, to be honest, and you can also make it very efficient. And from what I can see, you can even play it not just focusing on your army, but more on the tower defense side, and then just moving slowly forward and forward. And yeah, but I would still suck ass at it.